Hi guys, welcome to Nou'rish. I hope you're well. Don't be shocked. I know this is, a little different to what you usually know, but it is Thursday, I think the 17th of June. June? Yes. It is Thursday, the 17th of June, 6 p.m. in the evening, and I am home, okay? I am home. Under this is a fully bathed babe and had a full day of work, but I'm home, so I want to be comfortable. But apart from that, I've also just had my therapy session. We're starting this video a little deep, né? Let me take these off. Somebody said the reflection of the ring light distracts them from watching. So I'll try and take it off regardless of how uncomfortable taking off my glasses makes me. And I did try the contact lenses. I didn't like them very much. I don't know. Contact lenses for me were like so 15 years ago. And now I just can't stand the process of putting them in, taking them out, forgetting them, sleeping with them, getting the headaches, straining my eyes, the red eyes, itchy eyes, infections. I'm over contact lenses. So, but this is a sacrifice I will make because I don't need to see you. You need to see me. Okay? Cool. So I just had my therapy session. I've been going through therapy for a couple of months, and it's been a game changer. Look, I am a strong and firm believer in prayer. I'm a strong and firm believer in Bible study, in communal worship, in introspection, and in communion and fellowship with the Lord. Hallelujah, somebody, yes. However, the human brain is complex, and with the century of sin we have come into, sometimes you need an objective perspective to help you figure out and navigate your brain. And so I found myself in that position this year where things were just a lot. And I decided to get myself therapy, and I completely acknowledge the privilege that it is to be able to decide and have access to such things. I acknowledge that not everybody can, but if you can, I highly recommend it. Therapy it's not undoing the Christian culture, and it's not negating the existence of God, but it's helping you deal with traumas that prayer is not going to solve. It's helping you come to terms sometimes with past experiences and accepting them, and truly coming into full belief that the old creature has passed away and the new creature has come to be. Therapy it's putting your brain and your heart on the same page. So in my heart, I believe all the words that God says, but sometimes my brain gets in the way. And so, yeah, that's what therapy helps me with, and that's why I need and have developed a slight dependence on therapy. But anyway, my therapy mostly has to do with past experiences in the workplace, challenges with myself feeling worthy of the opportunities I've been granted, feeling capable, not just feeling capable, but knowing that I've achieved a lot and that I'm capable of the opportunities and the projects that I have, and that I'm not a fraud. And when I'm in a room of other academics and intellectuals, assuring myself of my position there and my contribution. That has been my struggle, and it's sort of getting in the way of me doing good work. It's getting in the way of me being productive and progressive, and me excelling to the best of my abilities, because at every turn in the workplace I'm just faced with this negative attitude towards myself, and it's me. Anyway, look, that's me in therapy right now. I'm working on it. Okay, I am working on it, and it's not going to be a quick fix because a lot has happened that I need to go through, except probe how it made me feel, probe what it's doing to me now. It's a whole shebang. But I just had that meeting, and for the first time since I started therapy, I'm confused. Like, I walked out of today's session, and I guess maybe also it might have been the choice of words on my therapist, and she said I need to, if you're watching this, hi, I doubt she is, but if you are, hi. But she said I need to change the narrative, and I need to change the language. And I mean, at the time I even asked for clarity. I was like, I'm sorry, what? And she explained it, but I don't think I quite understood it. So I'm sitting here now, and I don't exactly know what I'm supposed to bring to the table in 2.5 weeks, because you get homework. Well, I get homework every session, and now my homework is to do that narrative changing, language changing when I speak to myself. But I don't exactly know how. Look, I'll figure it out. It'll be okay. But basically, I just want to catch you up outside of my crazy rant, unplanned rant on therapy. Where are we? Okay. So in terms of home decor, I do have a couple of new purchases. Remember, I don't know, I'm gonna put that story of me basically just unhappy about everything, I mean concerning plants. I'm gonna put that story over here, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. Guys, I just bought a plant. Well, not really just bought a plant. I ordered a plant 3 weeks ago. It arrived today, and they're not going to keep it in store because it suffers from travel shock. So it might just die within the first week. So they don't want it to have that liability on their hands. So they're like, come collect today. It arrived today. You need to get this out. If you don't, we're going to sell it. So I came and I collected my plant. I'll show you in the next YouTube video. But the guy who put it in my car broke my plant. I want to cry. I want to cry. I'm going to put that story here so that you know the backstory to this beautiful olive baby. Hi, my sweetie pie. This is a Kalamata olive tree. It's like my favorite olive and it's my favorite tree and I love her and she's here and I'm happy about it if you haven't seen it. Also, because I haven't been shooting, or I've been shooting but I haven't been editing, I'm not sure if I've already shown you this. If I haven't, I don't know what's happening. All I know is in this moment now, this is what I'm saying. But I'm going to be working on those videos. However, cool. If you guys remember my mood board, do you remember my mood board? You don't? Okay. Let's put the mood board up. Okay. So, what I really wanted was this couch. I took you guys through the purchasing of that couch, the company I selected, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I also showed you, I don't know if you can see on my mood board, but there's a sideboard. That sideboard actually does not exist. I just took pictures of different elements of different sideboards that I liked and I basically photoshopped it into a single item, and that's what you're seeing at the bottom. So I'm gonna have to make this because it doesn't exist. And so the search for a sideboard is another drama. Let's get into it. So I was looking, first of all, for a budget-friendly solutions. All the money. let me start this again. I saved up for this renovation. Well, not renovation per se, but for this space upgrade, space furnishing, space decorating, whatever you want to call it. I saved up for it, right? And then the week I got my couch, or not the week I got my couch, the week I ordered my couch, I came into a problem, okay? My car is an oldie but a goodie. I call her Queen Kong because she's the queen of her own jungle. So yes, Queen Kong wasn't well, and I took her into BMW and I was like, guys, she's not okay. And they were like, okay, let's have a look at her. And I knew exactly what was wrong with her, but I was hoping they'd say something else, something cheaper. And so they looked at her and the conclusion was exactly what I thought it would be. I needed to replace my front brakes and my brake discs. I needed to replace my stem valve seals. I needed to, and something else that I'm not remembering right now, but those were the major issues. And I'm not on Motorplan. I have not been on Motorplan for years. For years now. I can't believe it's been years, but it's been years. And so if I'm gonna do any kind of repair, and this is a big one, it's gonna take a chunk out of my own pocket, okay? Because that's what happens when you are your own woman. So yeah. So anyway, the money that I had saved for the renovation, now 80% of it, 80% guys, 80% of it went to fixing the car. I'm not talking about like 10,000. I'm not talking about 20,000. It makes me sad to think about it, but the point is, I have a safe car. I have a car that is not going to drop me in the middle of nowhere. I have a car that I can use to travel home. If ever I'm kicked out of my place, I have somewhere I can go. It's happened before. I've lived in my car before. And so, yeah, I need it to be okay. That car it's my blessing. Honestly, I need to take care of it. So I don't have regrets about fixing the car, but I'm not okay with how much it was, to be honest. And that money was for this space. Now that money's gone. BMW took my money. So yes, now I am in a different and difficult position where I have to figure out how to furnish my place. And it's going to be slower than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, long story short, knowing this and understanding this new circumstance, now I have to basically work within a budget. And that makes this interesting because I am a DIY babe. So I was searching for sideboards. I was searching and searching and searching for about 2 months on Facebook Marketplace because I couldn't find a mid-century modern solid wood sideboard with 4 doors. That's what I wanted. I wanted 3 doors or 4 doors, mid-century modern. I wanted the nice legs that kind of, whew, guys, I love interior decorating. Can you tell? Like, honestly, furniture makes me so excited. Anyway, so I was searching and I couldn't find what I was looking for until one day I came across this gorgeous woman's Instagram. Her name is Susan, and she, from what I could tell on her profile, she had a couple of things for sale, and one of them was the most gorgeousest piece of furniture you can ever imagine in terms of sideboards and credenzas. And there were no measurements of how big it was, and there was no price. So basically it was a bidding war. Cool. This was like mid-April. Okay, I contacted her, let her know I was interested. She didn't respond for like a week. I was like, oh, okay, it's already gone, it doesn't matter. A week later, finally she gets back to me. She lets me know, you gotta give me a price. I'm like, okay. I tried to start it low. You don't want to, you don't want the difference between what you're actually gonna pay and how much you have to be. It's too different. So I started out the bid very low. I was like at 1,000 rand. And usually sideboards and credenzas that are solid wood on Facebook Marketplace, easily you can get them for about 4, 5, 6,000. And I was not willing to pay that much. So, but I wanted it. So, I mean, I don't have the money now. So it was like, honestly, I prayed. I was like, Jesus, Lord Jesus. After I found that sideboard, I literally got on my knees. I was like, Father in heaven, you know my heart. You know the desires of my heart, and you know the purpose of the sideboard. I don't have space in this house, and I need it. And it's perfect in terms of styling, but also in terms of size and capacity. Because you can kind of tell on the picture how big the sideboard is. Also, I thought. Yeah. Anyway, so long story short, we go back and forth for a while, a very long time. I say my prayer and I forget about it, right? At some point after like 2 months of waiting for the sideboard or waiting for a positive response that I won the bid. And at some point I actually found out that there was somebody who outbidded me. So that person was getting it. So at that point I was just so disappointed. I kept looking and nothing came close to this specific sideboard. Cool. Then I prayed about it and I let it go. And I think I got in touch with Susan maybe like, I don't even know, much later after she had told me that somebody else had purchased the sideboard. And she's like, oh, actually that person never showed up, so it's still available. I was like, what, girl? What'd you say, girl? Say it again. And she was like, yeah, no, it's still available. And so I was like, okay. Is my price still valid? She's like, yes, no, it's fine. Your price is perfect, actually. And then I told Susan, I was like, look, I prayed for the sideboard, sis. And right now I don't have the money. Let me just be straight up telling you the truth. I don't have the money. But the Lord has put the sideboard so deep into my heart that just give me a week. I think I said, give me a week to just put the money together and figure out the transportation. Because then I found out that the sideboard was actually about 100 kilometers away, which is far. So I was like, let me figure it out. I don't have a car big enough to carry it anyway. And then I also need to bring the money together. So just give me a couple of days and then I'll get back to you. Cool. Susan was like, it's not a problem. Look, you do your thing, boo. So then I go away and I start scrambling for the cash. I pull all of the strings that I can. I come up with the cash 3 days later. And I message her. I'm like, hey, Sue, how you doing? I'm excited at this point. I'm like, hey, Sue, how you doing, girl? Look, that sideboard, I'm ready. I've got the money. When do I pick it up? Right? That's the message I think I sent her. And then she didn't respond for a week. And so in my heart, I already thought, Lord, you know what? I'm tired of the sideboard drama. Just show me, Father in heaven, some way, some old person, some gogo who just doesn't want her sideboard anymore with 4 doors. That's all I'm asking, with mid-century legs. Maybe if it doesn't have mid-century legs, it's fine. Then I can cut them off and then put my own legs, because Leroy Merlin sells mid-century modern legs. You can stain them any color you want. So I was like, yeah, Father, I thought this was it. I thought that's what we had discussed in conversation. What's happening? It was a really frustrating process. Honestly, it was a really frustrating process. And I mean, she's not responding to my messages. I can see it's still on Facebook Marketplace, but there's no indication that it's still mine. So what I do, ladies, I'm about to give this away. What I do is I log on to my alternative Facebook account. Yes, I have more than one Facebook account because I delete my Facebook frequently and I have I think 4 pages to run. So if I delete my Facebook, I still need access to Facebook to run my pages. That's why. However, I will admit this, that Facebook page could potentially be used to stalk or to search or to find people. Okay, that's not what I use it for. I use it for the page. Look, I am saved, sanctified, and Holy Spirit filled. I'm not gonna lie about this, but that's what the page could be used for. That's just not what I use the account. Sorry, that's not what I use it for. Anyway, long story short, and I say long story short, and then the story's still long, but still, I end up sending a message from my alternative account, which could have been a white person, could have been a white Jewish lady, to be honest. I think that's the vibe that the profile gives. And so I messaged her, and I thought I picked up some racial vibes, man. So I messaged her in Afrikaans. I was like, "Hey, Tani, hoe gaan dit? You know, jy weet mos, yeah." So I messaged her in Afrikaans, Google Translate, thank you, to basically get the lowdown on this piece. I was like, "Can I purchase this? This is how much I have." And I made an offer higher than the offer that I had made previously. So I was like, you know, let's call her Julie. So I was like, as Julie, right? Not as Bibi, but as Julie. I was like, "Hey girl, you know," in Afrikaans, "I want to purchase this. My name is Julie," in Afrikaans, yes. "And this is how much I have." And I made her a better offer, right? Because I'm thinking, if it's still available and it's a new offer and it's higher than what I was offering, then she's probably going to sell it to Julie, right? And then I'm going to show up and be like, and then she's going to be like, so that's what I was thinking. Cool. And then she responds to Julie. She says, actually, sorry, she responds immediately to me. "I've had the money for a week." She hasn't spoken to me for a week. Julie messages her, and she responds immediately. I was like, "What's up with that? What's up with that, Susan? What's wrong with you, girl? I thought we were cool." So anyway, she tells Julie, "Oh, actually, Julie, this piece is on hold for someone. I'm just waiting for them," right? I hear that. My heart shatters. I think I was really sad. I was really, really sad because, I mean, we talked about this. How are you holding it for someone when we talked about this and you told me that I could have it, and now you're not responding to my messages? So I go back to the drawing board. I'm like, "Lord, I know for a fact," and it's really hard to describe how I think God confirms prayers, but I think I said, you know, "Lord, I know for a fact that this sideboard is mine. The price, the day it went up, the time when I was looking for something like this, how the idea even came to me. I know this is for me, right? But I can't access it, I can't reach it, I can't touch it without your help. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts that you care about me. The small things I do, the big things I do, the place in which I live, the condition of my mind. There's no part of me that you don't care about. So yes, I'm a little crazy in terms of my design aesthetics and style and my logic when coming to money and furniture. I know I'm a little off. However, this is something that I know you care about too as my father. I want this sideboard. Help me get it home. That was my prayer. And then I get the brilliant idea. Thank you, Jesus. I get the brilliant idea. Message Susan one last time. Up your offer to Julie's offer, fake BB's offer. So now real BB sends a message to Susan. Remember, Susan hasn't spoken to me in about a week and a half now since she said she's keeping the dresser for me and I just need to get my money together. Got my money together. She didn't respond to the messages 3 days later. So that's a week from the last conversation that I sent her. So I sent her a message. I'm like, "Hey Sue, hey girl. I hope you're good. You know, the Lord is with you, blessing you and stuff. Remember that I told Susan that this dresser was meant for me. As soon as the other person didn't come pick it up, I was like, Susan, that's because the Lord has set this one aside for me. So anyway, important detail for what's going to happen later. Then I'm basically in the message, I'm like, Sue, I've come back and I haven't heard from you in over a week. I don't know what's happening and I don't know if you're keeping the dresser from somebody. Remember, I got that information as Jules. Now I'm using it as BB. I'm like, I don't know if you're keeping it like I didn't just try bamboozle you and buy it on the side. And then I'm like to her, But would you consider my offer again? And I am willing to up it by 500 Rand. Yeah, I think that's what I said to her. And I said, God bless, have a good day, God bless. Okay. You will not believe who comes back to me 3 days later. Jesus died on Friday, rested on Sabbath, rose on Saturday. That's exactly what done happened. That message, it died on Friday. I don't know what it was doing on Sabbath. And then Sunday, suddenly I have a response. Susan's like, Heaves, I've been waiting for you. I was like, excuse me, what? She's like, I've been waiting for you. It's been so long. I didn't know where your messages had disappeared to. I couldn't find you, but I was hoping you would message me. Are you still interested in the dresser? When are you coming? I was like, I had been worried for 2-3 weeks that Susan had taken up someone with a better offer, and therefore she was avoiding my messages or ignoring my messages or something. I don't even know what. And now here she is finally coming back to me, and on her side, her conviction, she says like, as soon as I told her that the Lord had set the thing aside for her, she says, I've been trying to sell this thing for 3 years, right? And for 3 years, every single buyer who has come, they never committed. So some people would come and see it, and then they'd be like, oh, it's too beat up for me. Other people would just never show up. There was one lady who showed up to the place, and then I don't know if she fought with Susan. I don't know what the story was, but every single time somebody wanted to purchase this in the past 3 years, it just it never materialized. So she says, as soon as I told her that the Lord had set this piece aside for me, she says she believed it. She didn't even bother with the other offers that were coming in. So when I was Jules, listen to this, Jesus, you are wonderful. When I was Jules, busy inquiring Kadi FBI tendencies, shady businesses, well, shady business, technically just one. When I was playing Jules, right, in my probably incorrect broken Afrikaans, she didn't entertain me because the opportunity had been set aside by Jesus in my heart and in hers, guys. I've never met this woman in my life. I've never seen her. I don't know her from a bag of chips. She don't know me from a bar of soap. And here she is saying, it was yours from the moment you said it was yours. And I was just waiting for you. But somehow, some way, I think what happened was she got a lot of inboxes. Then she didn't remember which black person she was talking to be honest, because her English isn't too great. So I can imagine her reading my long Tswana name did not help the situation. So I think that's what happened, because when she responded, she was like, no, I was just waiting for you. I mean, when do you want to come? Here's the address. Send me the address. Here's the number. Send me the number. And then she was like, yeah, please show up, give the guy the money, and take your dresser. That's it. That's all you have to do. So, object lesson in this, there are so many, but everything happens at the right time. Everything that happens in God's time happens at the right time. To be anxious for nothing. When he says that, he's not playing around with you. Honestly, he has worked it out for your good in the end. Romans 8:28, all things will work for the good of those who love God. It's true. Even in something as insignificant, think about it. It's a sideboard. I mean, there's how many sideboards on the market? How many sideboards are on Facebook market? So many, right? But for me, this specific one meant something more than just, a purchase. It was, I don't even know how to describe it. And I didn't want something brand new. First of all, I can't even afford something brand new in my taste range. I can't afford it. So it was important for me to nail the aesthetic. It just is. It would have driven me crazy, or I would have never bought one if I didn't get it. So it was like good to spare me, because God also knows that mentally I'm probably carrying a lot. I think that's where he was coming from. I'm already carrying so much mentally that if he can just spare me the trouble of this one thing, then so be it. And so, yeah, let me show you the sideboard. But there's so many other object lessons. There's an object lesson about being true to your word. Susan is the girl she thinks she is. Susan was true to her word. She did exactly, regardless of she got higher offers. I was Jules. I think with Jules, I offered her 1,500 Rand higher than I did when I was BB. And she was like, no, that sideboard, I'm holding on to it for somebody else. Like, in today's world, that is so rare. And it's also taught me to be a Christian in all of my dealings. Like, she showed me the greatest kindness and a quality of the character of Christ through how she interacted with me and how she dealt with me concerning money and truth and honesty and transparency. There are honestly so many object lessons. I could even give you an object lesson about when we picked this thing up, waiting for the driver, finding out the location, and then having to debate whether the distance, the effort, the money, and what I was going to collect was worth it. Effort versus motivation. Look, there are so many object lessons, but I just want to show you what God has done for me. So let's look at the sideboard. So here it is. Don't mind the paperwork, guys. I am working. I know I'm always working, but still, you know, I need the blessing. That is the sideboard, though. I usually have those on the floor, but look at me now. Slowly but surely, we're improving. So here she is. This stunning sideboard. It might be hard to see the vision now, but trust me, I have plans to prosper her and not to harm her. Hallelujah. So those are the mid-century modern legs of my dreams. And what I actually wanted, let me try to step back so that I can show you. What I thought when I saw the pictures was that this piece, all of it, was basically going to take up that much space. I wanted something that just fits because I was planning on keeping that plant here or here. So I was so shocked when it got here, and it was massive. It's really like tall. It goes right above my belly button. So it's also really high and it's really wide. And it's got so much space, which is a dream come true. But obviously I can't put anything inside as of right now. It's still going through whenever you buy vintage furniture, you need to go through fumigation stages. So we're on fumigation stage number 2. But it's stunning. It's gorgeous. You can see that this is solid wood. These are called coats and tails, which is a way to put together 2 pieces of wood. So this is solid wood here. This is not. Okay. So it's still my blessing, but some things actually came out of this purchase that I wasn't expecting. Let me just give you guys the full tour before we get into the nitty-gritties of my purchase. You can kind of tell that it's really deep. So it's got ample space for everything I want to do. Also, meet my bonsai. Say hi, Bonzi. She is so beautiful. Or he, whatever. They are so beautiful. I don't know how what do you identify as, sir? Stunning, right? So stunning and flourishing in my garden, or in my house rather. And this is actually a piece of art I made. Isn't she stunning? I call her Cream. Cream. You have a little name here. Cream. So I want to try and iron this so that I can get these bubbles, those bubbles, and the little imperfections out. And I need to probably clean that. It's a bit of a stain because it's been sitting on the floor. But I love it. So if you guys can imagine now, this will be a massive DIY. It's actually going to be such a big job. And also, they put epoxy on the top, or resin on the top of this, which I'm really sad about because it's probably going to get damaged when I have to remove that resin. And I mean, this style is not what I was going for. This color doesn't match anything here. Can you see that it's damaged? There's actually a lot of these. They're just hidden by all the paperwork right now. But I want you to imagine, now that you've seen the size of the sideboard and the sideboard, imagine that over here with prints of photos of family and quotes on the side. Gallery wall vibes, stunning. That's what I'm planning to do. Okay, so that's the story of my gorgeous sideboard. The challenge with the sideboard is that it's not real wood. That's another object lesson altogether. Not everything that glitters is gold. So I was shocked almost, but I don't know. I feel like it was too good to be true. A solid wood piece going for as low as it did. I was surprised, but I don't know what I thought. I honestly don't know what I thought, but it's not solid wood. So the chests of drawers, the drawers inside are solid wood, but it's actually plywood or MDF or chipboard, whatever you call it where you stay, that has been veneered. Now, for those of you who might not be familiar with carpentry or woodwork, let me bring you up to speed, okay? Veneer is what people who make furniture do when they don't have the best looking wood or the best quality wood, but they want to stretch basically the profit that they can get on a piece. So what they do then is they take their MDF or their chipboard or their what is it also called, plywood, or even if it's a really good piece of cheap wood like birch, they take that and they cover it in a very thin layer of real expensive oak or some kind of walnut, some kind of wood that is beautiful. The grain is beautiful, but it's such a thin piece. It's literally like paper thin, like it's a paper thin long piece of real wood that they then paste on top of their cheap or not so attractive wood. So that's what veneer is. This is not even that. This is, I mean, it is veneer still. It's a beautiful piece of wood all over. Every single piece of that is veneer. So there is some real wood, but it's so thin that in the process of restoring the piece and flipping the piece and upgrading the piece, I can almost guarantee that it's going to get damaged, because this is really, really old. I think he said about 20 years old. So that wood, that thin piece of wood, it has chipped in places, it's lifted in other places. So I don't think it's salvageable. And that counters my plans and what I would have liked to do. But the lesson in this that I think God was teaching me is that sometimes we want things so much that we don't look at the fine print. We don't look at the details of what this thing actually means. And this totally applies into my current situation, actually. You could be chasing after something and it causing you such frustration and such a headache, but you don't even know that the value of this thing is not worth your trouble. But because you're seeking it so much, it becomes a blind spot. So I think that's what I learned from this, that I wanted this piece so much, that my desire overtook potentially me actually visually picking up that it actually was, it had the form of wood, but it denies the power thereof. It really is. And in terms of life, like whatever it is you are seeking relentlessly, ambitiously, prayerfully in your life, try and reassess, or just try and assess and introspect if it is worth the value, its value in you stressing, its value in what you're going to pay for it, its value in what you're going to sacrifice. Just make sure that it falls on the right end, value-wise, of what you are seeking. This piece is not real wood. We've come to that conclusion. The shelves, the doors, the top, the sides, only the legs, only that structure at the bottom, and I didn't show it to you completely, but because I'm going to do a DIY where I'm renovating this, I'll probably record it. I've never recorded any of my DIYs before, actually. I've done quite a few of carpentry DIYs. I think I redid a kitchen cabinets. I redid side tables, and this is my first sideboard. So it's been a couple of things, but I have never recorded it. So I'll record this one, just take you through the process of the difficulty. This is going to be hard. That I'm praying about this. Jesus, you gave it to me, now handle it. And that's an object lesson within itself, our attitude towards God when we receive the things we pray for. Guys, like literally, you can learn of God, you can learn of life from almost any and every experience if you just allow God to shape and frame your mind and your perspective on things. But this sideboard has taught me the most, and I think it was worth the trouble. I think it was worth the frustration, and I think it was worth the wait. It definitely was worth the wait, because as I look at it now, it has everything that I need. It might not be real wood, which means I'm gonna have to work harder to get it where I want it to be, but I can get it where I want to be. And also something that God keeps teaching me every single year is I need to be more flexible. I need to be more okay with things not working out the way I want them to, because He's in control, not me. His thoughts are above our thoughts, and whatever he has begun in you, he will bring it to completion. Look, there are so many verses to explain why we should trust the process. Consider pure joy when you're tried with trials of many kinds, because you know, this is James 1 verses 2, 3, and 4. Because you know it is the testing of your faith that brings about perseverance. So whatever you're facing in your life, no matter how frustrating and just, it might not look like it's possible for you to salvage the situation, but he says it's your attitude that you need to fix. You need to know that by trusting the process and by being patient through the process, what will end up coming out of it, the outcome is going to be exactly what it needs to be. You will be mature and you will lack nothing. That's the end of that verse. And so I truly believe, knowing the Lord, knowing the words of the Lord and the promises, that I'm this sideboard. I'm rough around the edges. I'm in need of restoration. I am completely not what you think I am. On the outside, I might look like this, but on the inside, I am not valuable. And God is working on me, and he is going to restore me, and he is going to bring me to the value that I should have. And yeah, that's my story. And God is really, really using this. I know some people will never understand it, but that's okay. But God is really using the renovation of this, not renovate, I keep saying renovation, it's not, but the decorating and the furnishing of my space. He uses it to teach me so much about my journey as a Christian and as a person. And that's all I wanted to share. I actually didn't even know the video was going to take this turn. I thought I was just going to come and update you on my frustrations. And yeah, I think that's it for today. But actually, let me tell you guys, oh my God, I just realized I shot this without my glasses on, and that means it might have not been in focus. Oh my goodness. Oh, photo. Okay, anyway, let me share something else that I found out right now while I was shooting this. The couch is in production and something went wrong. Something went terribly wrong, and now they have to remake the couch. I've been having nightmares about this couch. One time I dreamed that the couch fell apart when it arrived, when it was being delivered. The other time I dreamed that the legs of the couch fell off. There's actually a really big issue right now with the height or the length of the legs versus if it's possible to even fit it into my door. They're going through all these scenarios, and I think it's building a little bit of anxiety in my mind. And I haven't seen it yet. So they are, I guess maybe that's what they're telling me, that they're close to completion, and then they realized a critical fault, and so now they have to remake the whole couch. I don't know what to believe. Should I believe that they made a fault and now they're fixing it, or should I believe that the couch was never in production and they're only starting to make it now, so they have nothing to show me because I keep asking to see it but nobody can show me? Look, this couch is giving me nightmares. In another dream, I dreamt that it was the wrong color, so they delivered it but it was the wrong shade of blue, and I was just, oh my gosh, I'm stressed. I know it might seem like something so small and insignificant, but please pray for me. Please pray for this home. Please pray for my relationship with this process of furnishing. Please pray for financial liberation. If you can, share this video. Please ask your people to subscribe. Guys, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm ready to be monetized. I have the watch hours. I just don't have the viewers. So that's the only other thing I can think of in order to furnish this room, in order to furnish this home, is just YouTube must make me money, guys, because there's no additional money coming in to do this as quickly as I would have liked anyway. Woo! So yes, I have a lot on my plate, but it's not even an end, but I couldn't be more grateful for where I am. I couldn't be more grateful. Every single morning I wake up with a heart filled with thanksgivings, because I do realize the privilege that it is to even be able to transport this thing 200 kilometers just so that I could have it. I think my daddy really loves me. My Father in heaven, happy Father's Day, Dad. He really loves me, and I wake up with a thankful heart every single day, because I know I am not special, and I know that he has 8 billion other people he communicates with, and just the time and the attention that I cannot thank God enough. But yes, that is all I have to share today. I hope you are well, taking care of your mind, of your body, and of your soul. And I hope that your family is well and you are protected as South Africa is going in the direction of another COVID peak. Please take care of yourselves. Stay home if you can. And drink lemon, honey, ginger, garlic, drink it all. Exercise if you're not already exercising. You know, try and get your heart rate up in a good way. Try and get your circulation moving and your body healthy. And may the Lord just be your ever-present guide and comfort in this time of trouble. Have a good day. Good night, good morning, I don't know. But from my heart to yours.